Wepa! Wepa! Hello? Hello? What's going on here? Seems like I'm all alone, man. We got no cousin Vinny. By the way, it's Will Cologne, aka Buffalo Will. We have big Bobby Blackjack in the background, but he's not really paying attention. He's on vacation. These guys, where's Vinny? I don't know where Vinny is, man. But I do know I'm here, and you're here, and we're live on 995 Sports Network, and also on channel 198 on Zingo TV, and on Viva Los Bills on Facebook. And where's Vinny? And Vinny. Anyway, I want to say happy anniversary to Vinny and Erica. He took the day off because it's his anniversary. 28 years together, 20 married. Congratulations to you both. Keep it up. Anyway, like Freddie Mercury said, the show must go on. So I'm going to go on solo. If you guys out there want to leave a comment, question, anything, hit me up. Bobby's paying attention slightly, but he'll throw it out there for us, and I'll see it, I'll bring it up, and I'll talk about it. Besides that, I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marv Levy. Happy birthday to you, even though it was on August 3rd. Happy 95th birthday to the man, Marv Levy. One of my favorite coaches, probably all time with the Bills so far. Can't take anything away from that man except for the 4 Super Bowl rings he should have had. But that's a whole different story. Anyway, I hope he had a great birthday. 95 years old. Still has all his noggin there. God bless the guy. So, being that I'm alone, I'm all alone. Stay with baby. I think Rocky sang something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, being that I'm all alone, I'm going to talk about the news as always, what's going on in the NFL, and what's going on with our Buffalo Bills. By the way, I'm wearing black because I'm solo. So let's get it on. Let's go on, and we're going to talk about the COVID-19 list. So as of right now, there was 56 players that tested positive. So I guess there was about 16 false positives as of right now, maybe more. The biggest name that came up as a false positive was Matthew Stafford from Detroit. When I saw his name go on there, I was like, damn, it's going to be tough for Detroit. He's their main guy. But luckily for them, it was a false positive, and the guy's back into the saddle. One thing I did find funny, I was reading an article from Mass Live that was stated, so far, the New England Patriots have had no policy acknowledged cases. Head coach Bill Belichick refused to reveal whether any players had tested positive. Additionally, the team has not had any players placed on the NFL's COVID-19 reserve list. So that means Bill Belichick is up to his old ways of not revealing a damn thing. As long as he doesn't have to, he's not going to reveal it. It's kind of messed up because if he didn't do it, he should announce it. So maybe they are lucky and they have no cases, which would be kind of weird, but hey, good for them. Another news, the Dolphins. They ended up putting on 6 players on the COVID list today, including our one-time DN Shaq Lawson. So hopefully these guys ride it out. Hopefully they are okay and get back on the field. Now, today was the deadline for players to opt out of the season, and only 5 players ended up opting out today. It was Jets wide receiver Josh Johnson, Chiefs offensive tackle Lucas Nang, Bucks offensive tackle Brad Seaton, Jaguars cornerback Rashad Melvin, and the Browns guard Malcolm Pridgeon. I mean, as of right now, the one team that does lead the league with opt-outs, they ended up leading. They were leading the whole time, was the New England Patriots. The biggest name after the first 6 or 7 opted out was Marquise Lee. So they lost a wide receiver in the mix. Was Marquise Lee going to make it? Who knows? But now they don't have to worry about that because he's going to be sitting for a year. Coming in second were the Browns. The Browns have 5 players on that list, the opt-out list. including 4 offensive linemen. One of the questions the Browns had was their offensive line. Can they keep this kid healthy? I mean, off his butt. They're going to have a hard time doing that with 4 guys missing. Now, there was a bunch of teams tied with 3 players. I'm not going to go into them, but there was a whole bunch of them. The one thing, I know there was a guy out of Kansas City, another offensive tackle went out. Now, this is 2 offensive linemen for them so far that opted out. Let's see how that hurts Mr. Patrick Mahomes, but everybody loves this guy. I think he can't do no wrong, and he does it all by himself. So I guess if his whole offensive line would have opted out, he'd still be number 1 in the hearts of everybody else. That's me sipping on some of this haterade on a Thursday afternoon. Haterade is good. So now for the Bills, there was only 2 players that opted out. We touched on one last week, and that was Star Lotulelei. He ended up deciding he wasn't going to play. I mean, honestly, in 2019, he played in 16 games. His numbers, 2 sacks, 12 tackles, 19 combined. So he had 7 other tackles combined with somebody else, 3 tackles for losses, and only 3 quarterback hits. I mean, not great numbers. So what we are missing, though, he's a big body and he has 7 years of experience. So that's one thing that's going to hurt. The other thing that's just kind of a positive is now we have $4.5 million for this year because his salary gets pushed to next year. So if they want to go pick up somebody, they have some room here. They could do it. If anybody gets sick later on down the line, hey, man, you have $4.5 million added to about the $20 million they had. So I really don't feel bad there. Kind of helps us out. And this is going to allow some of these other guys to step up and see what they could do, because if they play well, develop better numbers than this, the Hey Star might be on the bubble next year when he comes back. But who knows? The other player after that who chose to opt out was E.J. Gaines. Now, E.J. Gaines, he didn't play last year because of injury. So, I mean, honestly, we're not losing anything with him. He has 4 years of experience, so I guess you could say that. And he did have a good year for Buffalo 2 years ago when he did play for them. But as of right now, we're not really missing anything. I mean, his salary, he gets paid about $910,000. He's going to get about $130,000 for this year. So, I mean, we're going to have some cap space open for them. If we need to put somebody in there, plug a low guy with some cash. Now, 2 moves that the Bills did do this week was they ended up signing to fill the spots by these guys, actually. They signed cornerback Akeem King, cornerback out of from Seattle Seahawks. He had 38 tackles in 29 games for the Seahawks over the last 2 seasons. So he wasn't really starting. He's more of a depth guy. I think right now they have him on the depth chart as the 3rd left side cornerback. So again, will he make the team? Who knows? It's a fill-in right now to see what he could do and see if these rookies got a chance to beat him out and take his spot, or the spot that would have been for E.J. Gaines. So let's see what Akeem King could do. Another move they did to fill up Star Latulelei's spot, they brought in a defensive tackle, Niles Scott, defensive tackle. He had 4 sacks in 6 games. Not 4 sacks. He had 4 tackles in 6 games with the Bengals in 2018. He spent last season on the IR with a foot injury. We don't have much there to deal with either. So, I mean, 4 tackles. Last year he was hurt. Just a spot to fill in. I mean, he is a big boy at 6'3", weighing 320 pounds. So let's see what happens with this guy. I mean, again, all depth. They got to earn a spot. Now, from our COVID-19 list, at one point we had 5 players from last week from the reported rookie camp. Ike Brown, cornerback, is a rookie. They brought him back. Well, he was out. Sarian Neal, our safety/corner, he was out. Dane Jackson, another cornerback, rookie, he was out. Duke Williams, our wide receiver, he was on the list. And Vincent Taylor, our defensive tackle, all on our list. COVID-19. Luckily, I guess these guys had false positives. But again, if you knew somebody who had it and you were close to them, they put you on the list. Once you tested, if it was negative, they took you off the list. So good for us. Ike Brown, He's now activated. They activated him. They cut the one guy I thought might make the team, and that was Antonio Williams, our rookie running back out of North Carolina. Undrafted, by the way. I thought this kid might be able to push somebody out, but hey, I shot him a tweet on Twitter because he said thanks to Buffalo and the fans. Shot him a tweet, hey, keep up the work, keep pressing, because you never know, you might get that phone call. I don't know if he saw it, but hopefully he does, and he keeps that mentality, because if he doesn't get a call back from the Bills, God forbid some more of our guys go down with COVID-19, he can slide right in. And you never know if they bring him back after camp for our practice squad. So keep your head up, keep pushing. Now, Sarian Neal, he was activated, and to make room for him, they ended up cutting Jonathan Woodward, the defensive end who had played with the Miami Dolphins. So I didn't think Woodward was going to make our squad. I thought it was more of a depth position. So we already know now he's not making it. So he's gone for Sarian Neal. And the thing is, again, if any of these other guys go down, they might bring them back. Who knows? Just keep putting that work in, guys. Dane Jackson, our other rookie, he's activated, so he's off the list. To make space for him, they cut Garrett Taylor, corner/safety, another rookie. He was out of Penn State. So I guess Garrett is not making the cut. And there's a lot of depth at that spot at corner and at safety. So I was surprised that they cut him this early, but they had to get down to 80 players. They have 81 because they have the exemption because of my man, the running back, Christian. I can't remember his last name. Christian Wade. That's why. So Garrett Taylor, gone. Keep up your work, because if we keep dropping corners, we might get called back too. Now, Vincent Taylor, he was the first one actually brought back off the list, and they ended up cutting linebacker Mike Bell, another rookie linebacker/safety. I thought this guy might last a little longer than he did, but I guess they chose to let him walk. And the good thing, like I said, all these guys, as long as they keep fighting, keep practicing, keep working out, they might get a call back. It just stinks this year. There's no preseason games, so none of these rookies can show what they really have except for in camp. And there's not even contact happening yet. So all you're seeing, these guys are running routes, you're just learning the book, or trying to read defenses or learn the defenses, and they're already getting cut. So nobody's really getting a chance to learn and do what they got to do. So it's rough on all these guys. And we'll move on. As always, what the hell did I do with my notes? Losing my mind. Keep us losing my mind. Anyway, one of the big things. Actually, you know what? We're going to stop and we're going to talk about COVID again with the players opting out. So everybody knows you had a chance to opt out. Today was the deadline. And a lot of big names. There are probably like 10 big names, I would say, that opted out. One of the guys who almost chose to opt out was our best corner, one of our best players on the team, and that's Tre'Davious White. Now, Tre'Davious White said he was contemplating opting out. And he posted it out there, and people ate him up. They started to go at him in a negative way, and man, that kind of sucks, because everybody has that their option to do it, and they're not doing it for selfish reasons. They're doing it because they are worried about their health or their family members. So for people to go ahead, this guy, come on, man, that was a crappy thing to do. You're supposed to be fans. You should respect your team, your players. Listen, I would have been very disappointed if he didn't play, because he's such a great player and he locks down the left side for us. But if he chose not to play, him or anybody else, I would have respected it. And I wouldn't have called him names. I would have said this. I would have said that. But people were going at him, And the one thing was, what was it? He came out because he felt like, damn, like, why are there everybody coming out to me? And the reason was he was worried about it. He's like, his tweet was, crazy that me choosing my family's well-being over a game comes with so-called fans attacking and questioning me and saying I'm selfish. No, you guys are selfish of thinking that football is bigger than my life or than life. Oh, by the way, my girl's grandfather passed away from COVID. You understand now? So it was pretty much, hey, man, his girl's probably telling him, Why are you going to play? You just saw my grandfather pass away. He might be saying, damn, somebody close to me has passed away from COVID. I don't know if I want to take a chance. And, that was his option. Luckily today, he said, no, I'm going to play the game I love. But this, as fans, like me as a Bills fan, I look at other Bills fans and I'm saying, like, what the hell you guys are doing? You're trying to piss this guy off? So when he signs his contract next year, he might say, you know what? I don't like the way those fans treated me. I'll pick up and I'll go somewhere else where they're going to respect me and love me and not condemn me for thinking I might opt out because of COVID-19. You people need to relax. You need to chill and leave the man alone and let him think about what he wants to do and give him that option. No reason whatsoever you should be bantering the guy or attacking him on Instagram or any kind of social media for thinking, hey, I might want to opt out, keep myself and my family safe. We all would have been disappointed, but it's football. Move on. Come on now. Stop that. I'm not going to curse because I don't know if I can. Anyway, another big thing we had was the Buffalo Bills this year. We have a lot of depth, which is great. But one of the most important things I thought we were going to have was our whole offensive line coming back. Jon Feliciano had some surgery in the offseason to repair his shoulder. So it was like, all right, here we go. We're good to go. We got all our 5 guys coming back. We have some good depth. And what happens? Bam! Jon Feliciano had surgery last Friday to repair a torn pectoral muscle. I mean, he was coming off a torn rotator cuff. That's why he ended up taking care of. That he suffered last year in the playoffs against Houston. Now, anyway, it's possible he could miss the whole year, But he ended up tweeting or texting, tweeting, whatever, that we'll see you in 3 months, or I'll see you in 3 months. That is looking, hopefully he could recoup in 3 months. How did he get hurt? I guess lifting or something, because they're not practicing in that kind of manner. So he didn't get hurt doing football or playing and practicing. He's probably lifting. I mean, hopefully he does come back before the end of the year. Strong hold there, But with the Bills, at this point, I was like, all right, this guy's going to be out. Jon Feliciano, big hard hit. I'm going to take it. We have a lot of depth. I guess Darrell Williams, who they signed out of Carolina, might fill in his spot. Or Spencer Long. Spencer Long could fill in that spot. And what happened to my notes? Oh, I go like this. Get out of here, for the simple reason that they bring in Brian Winters. All right, for the Jets. And it was kind of funny because when I saw the Jets cut Brian Winters, I was like, I could see the Bills picking him up. And that's exactly what they did. They brought the guy in. Brian Winters. He appeared in 89 games. He started 79. Started all 16 games in 2018. Jets had, in that year, they had the top three. They were top 3 in the NFL for sacks allowed, which is pretty good. The guy could play left guard. He could play right guard. So as of right now, he slotted in Feliciano's spot. Also, he started in nine games last year before landing on the IR with what? A shoulder injury, kind of like Jon Feliciano. Hopefully it's cured. Hopefully it's healed. We're not going to find out for a few weeks until they actually start putting on those pads and blocking people. But as of right now, Brian Winters is our guy. So he goes from gangrene to red, white, and blue. So I guess I got to root for him now. Now he's a Bill. Can't hate him no more, which is good. So that's going on there. I mean, making some cuts already. The Bills are getting it in. Another thing was the Bills ended up retweaking Stephon Diggs' contract. They didn't redo or give him a new contract. They ended up tweaking it. So this year, Diggs gets $3.3 million more in 2020, $300,000 less next year, but a $7.7 million increase in guaranteed money. So they did hook him up a little more. It's kind of close to Antonio Brown, one of his deals he had. So some people think, by the way, there's a reduction in compensation due in 2022 and 2023 of $2.88 million. So some people were thinking that the Buffalo Bills did this so Stephon Diggs wouldn't opt out, because there was rumors that he might possibly opt out. But that's not happening now. He said he wasn't opting out, and I guess he's happy with the little bump they gave him. And an extension might come, more towards 21, 22. It's a possibility. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, he's going to make 3.3 more million, and he gets up bumped up to 7.7 million guaranteed. So he can't complain about that. Everybody should be happy. Hopefully he stays healthy and he does what he can do. And that's just go downfield, catch these deep balls from Josh Allen. As long as Allen pops it in his hands, we should be all right. Another thing we're looking at, Josh Norman came out and said today, the Buffalo Bills, they have the best secondary in the NFL. I concur. Believe in you, Josh. I think Josh is right. And that's not haterade this time. That's like the bubbly, the very good bubbly. Because Josh, you know what? Everybody was upset with Tre'Davious White if he wasn't going to make it. I thought we'd be okay because we would have had Levi Wallace step up, and Josh Norman probably would have taken that other side definitely. So right now, I think Josh will slide into the nickel spot or more of a depth thing. I think Levi will hold down the fort on his side. But now we don't have to worry about that. We're going to have Trey and let Levi and Josh fight it out on that right side. So it's a beautiful thing that's going on here. Finally, people are opening their eyes and saying what it is, and that's the truth. And that's the Bills got the number one secondary. I like it. Now from there, we're going to move on a little more. What was the other thing? By the way, another big name that opted out. That's good for us. He's not on our squad. He's on the New York Jets, and that was C.J. Mosley. When I saw C.J. Mosley opted out, I was happy because one of the teams I think that could give us the biggest or are the biggest pain of our butts since Brady's gone in the New York Jets. They played us tough each game last year. They should have beat us the first, but the problem was C.J. Mosley went out and we destroyed them. We came back and did what we had to do, and the Bills were able to win. Without C.J. Mosley in that middle, that defense is not the same. And now they lost Adams too, or traded him away. I think they got a good deal on it. But you lose Adams and Mosley, that middle is not the same. They would have to go out there and hopefully find somebody to fill in that gap. But I was happy to see C.J. Mosley is not going to be part of that squad. I must say, I'm happy. Now, moving on here. I mean, I can't wait to finally start seeing some of these matchups. I want to see where some of these rookies are going to be because they haven't cut many rookies, which I'm surprised. And that's it. I want to see where the Bills are going to go. I'm happy that most of our guys are back from the COVID-19. Right now, the only guy left on there is Duke Williams. Hopefully, he gets off of it soon. So I guess he might have been one of those positive tests and move on from there. I think the sky's the limit. Let me see something right here. What was he now? I think the sky's the limit for this squad. Hopefully all blue sailings from here. By the way, I don't think I'm going to go a whole hour today. It's going to be tough. No Vinny, no Bobby. I don't see anything popping up here. It's kind of quiet. It's not what I'm used to. I would have needed a whole lot more stuff to talk over. But I wanted to bring you guys something, even if it's just for 25 minutes or so. I didn't want to go a week without seeing my fans, talking to you guys, and keeping an update here. So I'm going to sign out. I hope everybody is doing well out there. Stay safe. Viva los Bills. Vinny, Erica, have a great night. Bobby's on vacation. Hey, Bobby, you have a great time with the family over there. And for the Bills Nation, Mafia, all the Bill fans out there, peace out. Love you all. Viva los Bills. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. hopefully with Bobby and Vinny. Sign off, Bob.